Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. One of the things that people always ask me is how much do I think a new event vehicle is going to be worth on the market? So I thought I'd make a video here about the F-106, which is the new event vehicle which is coming out, well, tomorrow. The event starts on the 13th of August, it's going to be going until the 27th of August, and to be honest, the event itself really isn't that hard. There's 7 stages, and also you only need 35,000 per stage to be able to complete it, and it's over a summer period where most people, I think, will be available, or they'll probably be on holiday. The vehicle comes along with a bunch of really cool decals as well, which obviously people will enjoy. Even at a minor amount, it does add to the value of doing this event. And also the other part of it, which is really important, is the event itself is easy to grind compared to the other game modes, which are a little bit tougher. In Air, you can play Air Realistic, you can play High Tier, you can get really high kind of mission score modifiers, or you can literally just play Sim and choose the game and play the PvE area of Simulator and basically abuse the way that the matchmaking works to be able to grind this out in an insanely easy way. And this is something that we've seen with a lot of vehicles in Air, where basically people just, they basically grind them out in Simulator because they don't really want to kind of grind anything anywhere else, and this has meant that a lot of planes are way cheaper than they kind of should be in terms of it. The HF-24 is still 12 Gaijin coin, which is just wild to me on the market, how low that thing got. I knew it was going to be low. I didn't think it was going to be that low. I thought it would be at least 15. And then also there are other vehicles which are still staggeringly low in terms of basically their worth, because of the fact that they are so easy to grind. The Meteor FR9 for Israel, which was just a copy-paste nightmare and a tech tree that not many people play, it's only 12 Gaijin coin once again right now. It is in a very, very low state. But stuff like the F-14, which was the mirror event for this one last year in the summer, that one actually is going for, or the F-14 AIRIAF, I should say, that one's going for 87 Gaijin coin right now. So you can see the kind of difference between the vehicles, the value, and all of that. So the F-106 is a little bit of both. This vehicle is an easy to grind event compared to other kind of grind events, but also the vehicle I would say is pretty valuable, not just because it's in the American tech tree, but also it has a set of unique mechanics to it, and it should be fun, which is one of the things which is the most important for this type of vehicle. It isn't a premium, so you don't get any premium bonuses on it, which obviously takes away from its value, but it does get access to the Falcons, which is pretty fun. And it's in a very, very popular tech tree. So when we have a look at vehicles which are similar to that, we're looking at a vehicle which will probably start around 20 Gaijin coin just because it's a lot easier to grind, and then it will probably reach 30 or 40 by this time next year, and then maybe it'll go higher depending on how many people have ground this out. I've seen a lot of attention to this vehicle, a lot of people interested in it, so it wouldn't be surprising to me if it did decrease at the start, so going even something like 15, and then eventually ending up around the 40-50 mark for the vehicle. This year, there has been a drastic drop in terms of like the actual worth of a lot of these vehicles. For example, the T86 is at 15 Gaijin coin at the moment. The Shear 2, which is the FV4033, this was the first kind of big event vehicle this year. It's only at 30 Gaijin coin, and that thing is a monster of a vehicle. Even stuff like the Udu, the T80, is also very low in terms of what I would actually put it at, and that was part of the winter event. So basically everything that we've had this year in terms of event vehicles have been a lot lower in general value compared to everything else, and that's probably because more people are grinding them, and also at the same time there is just more people trying to use it to make Gaijin coin. So that will drive the prices down because the supply is higher, but the demand itself isn't as high for them. So something like the F-106, the demand will be high. it's during the summer period where a lot of people might be on holiday. They might be thinking, oh, well, I'll just kind of buy it off the market and it will be good. So it wouldn't be a surprise to me if there's a lot of sales at the start, but then it will just taper off, because at the end of the day, it is just a 9.3 vehicle at rank 6, and there's a ton of those, especially for America. America is a nation that a ton of people play as well. It's one of the most popular nations in the game, and Americans in general are people who will buy stuff which is to do with America. And usually Americans have more capital than a lot of the rest of the world. It's just like one of those facts, you know, and I know people don't really like talking about it, but when it comes to consumer goods, Americans generally do pay quite a lot compared to other countries. If you compare it to China, for example, Chinese people in China really don't purchase a lot of consumer goods compared to America. America is a very consuming heavy economy, and therefore something like the F-106 would appeal to them. If they don't want to grind it out, they can just buy it. And if the vehicle isn't going to be crazy priced at the start of it, maybe a lot of people will be like, well, I want to go and enjoy my summer. I don't want to have to grind in War Thunder, so I'm going to go chill, and I'm going to just basically buy it off the market. This will obviously increase its price too, because there will be a high demand. So this vehicle overall, I think, will be priced fairly. I don't think it's going to be too high. I don't think it's going to be too low. I think around 20 and then rising to 30, 40 would really not be a surprise for it. The Udo, as I said before, is at 23 Gaijin coin right now, and that is another vehicle that's very good at its BR. The Partisan, the T3485, that is the event where we had for Victory Day, that one is only at 20 Gaijin coin. That is a premium vehicle that is at, you know, those mid BRs, only 20 Gaijin coin. We haven't had a single vehicle yet this year that has really even gone over the 30 Gaijin coin mark, and that's just because people have become smart to these things. Gaijin are going to have to change up how they're going to do stuff, otherwise this type of thing is going to continue happening. So really don't be surprised if this thing is super low to start with, just because, once again, S-Simulator is very abusable in terms of grinding out the coupons, and then also at the same time, the actual kind of bonuses are very favorable in Aerialistic. Most players nowadays are playing Aerialistic. There's also a ton of premiums that people are using to be able to grind this out, to hit bases, and then to hit other planes, and you'll be able to just get this really, really quickly. The F-106 is also looking really cool and really fun, which definitely adds to it, and also has a bunch of unique mechanics for the 9.3 BR. Look after yourselves, let me know how much you think it's going to be, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem, Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.